Hello, everyone. Welcome to Liberal Tarot. I'm Sherry, and I'm a blue dot in a red state utilizing Tarot to help us navigate these very interesting times we've got going on here in the United States. So I'm really glad that you're here and welcome. The focus of today's reading is going to be U.S. tourism. I want to look at, we're coming up on summer vacations and want to look at the FAA, what in the world is going on there with the air traffic controllers and Newark Airport? If you've been watching that, that's terrifying. That's happened. That the air traffic controllers have lost complete communications with their planes for like 90 seconds, and this has happened. I think it's been like 5 or 6 times. So that's terrifying. You have literally a reality TV show. Star what Sean Duffy was on Real World running the FAA. Okay. And then you've got, because of Trump's horrendous immigration policies, even Europeans are being detained. And so that doesn't bode well whenever, you're locking up the tourists. That's kind of a deterrent for other tourists. And now we've got this is not, I don't know that this has been kind of in the mainstream news yet. So, take this with a grain of salt. But like I've been seeing posts about checkpoints at the Canadian border of not letting Americans leave. So as I said, take that with a grain of salt. That is definitely something I will continue looking at. So, and then you've got JD Vance out there. They're wanting to host. We've got the Olympics coming up in 2026. We have they're going to host. What is it? One of the FIFA championship things. And JD Vance is like, "Yeah, you're welcome here. Just make sure you leave." Yeah, that was a real nice welcome. Welcome to the world, but we really don't want you here. So, I just kind of want to look at American tourism. How is this going to be affected, just in general, and then we'll see where that goes. Might want to look into FAA and the air traffic controllers, because they're sounding the alarm, absolutely, about how it's just, yeah. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Base reading is just going to be about the American tourism, just in general. How are these current Trump policies going to affect tourism? Base reading here. As always, this is for entertainment purposes only, just in case I didn't say that. If I said it twice, then, oh well. Sorry. I do several readings at once, and then I always kind of forget. What did I say? Okay. So base reading. Travel to the U.S. and tourism. Okay. This is people rising up. And and literally the horn of truth, the horn of truth has been sounded, and telling people and families beware. Okay. And countries are issuing their travel advisories and travel warnings. The United States is not a safe place to be right now. That is what other countries are telling their citizens. Okay. And the challenge is, this is going to affect our tourism. Absolutely. People are not wanting, right now, Trump has made the United States like the pariah country. Why would you want to support, why would anybody want to come here and take a chance of being detained? There was like a German student? She was a tattoo artist, and just because she had her tattoo kit with her, and she was actually even just vacationing in Mexico, wanted to come up and say hi to a friend and then go back, and she was detained for, there have been several. Some have been, detained anywhere from several days to several weeks. Okay, and by several weeks, like six weeks, 2 months type detainment. So yeah, people are, these stories are absolutely making it. People are listening and they see what's going on in our country. Okay, and options that we have, the options that tourists have is they're just going to go someplace else. Instead of coming to the United States, maybe, they decide they want to go to Canada, or, vacation at home. But that's what's coming up here, is that they're just going to go someplace else. Okay. Past experiences are, this used to be a place that, people love to come see and come visit. And, looking out across the pond, is kind of what I'm seeing. I know this isn't water, but it's like looking out into the world. And so people from Europe looking at, coming to the United States. That is what the past experience has been. But these recent influences are, they see Trump trying to be like this strong man, and he's not. I mean, he's not. But they're seeing just the abuse of the American government and ICE agents. And a lot of this, it's coming out that a lot of this isn't even being done by ICE. It's being done by like another department within Homeland Security. So they're seeing this and like, we don't want no part of that. It's like, but yeah, they see what's going on in the United States and they're like, nope, we are not going there. We're going to go someplace else. Okay. And the potential, what is this really going to do? This is a huge burden, that's on the American tourist industry. And it's not just, you think about the tourist industry. It's not just the flights. It's not just it's the rental cars. It's the hotels. It's the tourist dollars that come into a city. Okay. They're not there. Okay. That's going to be gone. So how is this going to, where does this go from here? Where does this go from here? Okay, I'm going to pull those up there. Where this goes from here. It's almost like, when I see this, the first thought I had was JD Vance. You're welcome here, but leave after you're done. Okay, that's not really a warm welcome. It's like a false friend. You're going to be welcome if maybe, you're a white Afrikaans person, but not if you're somebody else. It's that feeling like we only welcome certain people. And if you're not one of those certain people, then just stay home. So that's kind of like that false friend that I'm getting here. And decisions and this is directly because of decisions that they make and policies that they're enacting and just the general lawlessness, actually, because the things that they're doing, the courts, it's not just me saying that or the card saying that it's illegal. The courts are saying it's illegal. Okay. The options. So where do we go from here? What are our options? How is the tourist industry going to weather troubled waters? Okay. And how are they going to make the best of, what money they have? So I'm also noticing this here is like that belt. And I feel like this constriction, like they're going to do the best they can with the money that they have in order to traverse these troubled waters for themselves. Okay. And past experiences, any business plan that any tourist related industry had, that business plan is out the door. Whether it is a small, this is a different reading about small businesses and those tariffs. If it's about, the tourist industry, whatever plans that we've had, those plans are now gone. Okay. You can put those to the side, and whenever the United States returns to saner times, those plans can come out. But until then, this is kind of like, this is an emergency situation. We have to navigate these troubled waters the best we can. And yeah, we know we had a plan and there was things that we could depend on, but now we cannot depend on those things anymore. Okay. Recent influences, it's because of what, is going on. He's running the White House as a damn reality TV show, and the world is watching and unimpressed. The potential here is Trump just wants to burn it all down at all costs. And what's interesting that I'm seeing here are the fives. Fives are fives are uncomfortable. Okay. You've got fours that are stable. Fives are about growth ish. And then you get to the sixes, which are more stable. So, the fighting, what are we winning? Like, what are we accomplishing with this? What are we really accomplishing with these horrendous policies that's making the tourist and tourism industry just really tank? It's like, what do we do? It's like, well, you got JD Vance out there helping. It's like JD Vance is not helping with what he's saying. So yeah, what I'm seeing is like everybody's just the tourist industry is going to be have to be making adjustments to weather the storm just like everybody else. Okay, with this, just the base reading is the countries, are sounding the alarms. Maybe now is not the best time to go see the United States, go visit the United States. We kind of got some stuff going on here. So I want to know kind of the final, let me pick up these other cards, thing that I want to look at is, and this is, I mean, it's all serious, but the safety aspect of what's going on with the FAA and the air traffic controllers and Newark, holy crap, that's just terrifying. So, yeah, I want to know about, just are they going to get this figured out quickly? Are we going to have any more disasters, like serious disasters? Right now, it's about every 2 to 3 days there's something that happens, whether, a plane gets clipped or they, whatever. So, is this going to get, how do I want to word this? Is this going to get figured out, or are we going to have another like major disaster, air traffic disaster? Kind of want to, that's kind of the direction I want to go with this. Like, what can we expect, coming up? Are we going to expect more? Is it going to get better, or is it going to get worse? I guess that's kind of where I want to go with this. Is it going to get better, or is it going to get worse with the FAA and the air traffic controllers? Yeah. Okay. And that bickering, fighting, I think there's still going to be continuing, there's continued problems. This is not going to be a major disaster, so fingers crossed that we keep on this track of no major disasters, but I'll keep going here. The challenges are the world card. The United States used to be a great destination to come to, or at least people thought this was a place to come to. But right now, there is a lot going on. There's what we've got going on with the air traffic controllers and the FAA, the plane problems, the crashes, the near misses, all of that. And then you've got, what's going on with ICE, what's going on with the deportations, and detaining people. You just got a lot of stuff going on here, and the world is watching. Okay. The world is watching, and they're trying, and people are assessing, is it safe on so many different levels for us to even travel to the United States? And then there's concerns about once you get here and gun violence. That's a whole other reading. So yeah, there's a lot that the world is looking at when it comes to deciding whether or not they're vacationing in the United States. Okay. The options, this is going on a new journey, and they're looking for new places to go. Okay. And then I was also asking about the FAA. And so that's kind of where I got off on that with the world is watching what's happening. There needs to be, this is new beginnings. There has been some reporting, and this was early on whenever Doge, kind of broke in there to the FAA. I'm wondering if they're not trying to interface some AI with the existing systems, and that's what's causing some problems. I was wondering that whenever the first kind of report came out that the air traffic controllers lost communications there for a while, and now they're saying, oh, it was a fried copper wire. Okay, I don't know that I exactly, I want to believe that, but this is like, I'm getting the feeling here of something new. And I was asking about, the FAA, and have they tried to incorporate AI, and that's what's causing some problems. betrayal. The past experiences is betrayal. I'm really kind of getting Doge vibes from this, is what's kind of causing some problems here. So much disappointment. They've kind of wrecked, what is going on here, for, the hope of something better, but it's not working. And Musk. I consistently get this as Musk. So, yeah, I think that some of this, pull this up here. This took an unexpected turn. I was not really expecting this to come up like this, but what I'm seeing here is that this is more along the lines of Musk. And what Doge has done is what's causing some problems here. So as I said, I'm kind of let me take just a moment to look at this. But yeah, that the coding, they thought this was going to fix everything, and it's not. Yeah, it's not working. I think that that's what's going on here with this. Um, Tarot reader surprised by what came up. So yeah, if we look at this and go, like, because I was just asking, like the FAA, from the FAA standpoint, well, like, are they going to fix this? And this is, if you remember from those early readings of the coders, wands represented the coding. So coding not working because of that 5, the world is watching. And also they thought this was going to be like the new world order that they were bringing about with this AI stuff. This new beginnings, it's a huge disappointment and betrayal. And then Musk here. So that's surprising. I'm really surprised by that. So is this going to come out? Is this going to get to be a Tarot rewind for me, that where I'm like, what actually comes out of what's going on with the FAA is that it's this coding and this marrying of the AI with old technology that's not working, and that Musk is actually kind of at the root of this betrayal to the FAA and our travel. Because we didn't have these problems until, Musk got in there rooting around and rummaging around in the coding. So is this going to come out? And with this coming out, yes, this is decisions that have been made. The sword of truth moves us in a new direction. And this could also be like, maybe, I don't know that there's been court cases. Swords could be court cases. I wonder if there's not going to be like a lawsuit over some of this, or an investigation of some kind. It's hard to take any investigation that the Trump administration does. It's like, yeah, we're going to investigate ourselves. That's not going to go real well. But is there going to be, something that's going to come out about this in some way? Yeah, and is going to bring this. That's real interesting, because the FAA is travel, and these are both travel cards, and the sword of truth comes out about the travel. So yeah, that's going to come out. Wow. Yeah, I was not expecting that. Okay. So as it relates to the tourism here, what I get is that tourism is going to be affected. I mean, that there wasn't anything saying anything different. As long as this administration is in office, and tourism is going to suffer. And it was already suffering because of the gun violence, but now you have this extra layer of, uncertainty, and people don't feel safe coming here for a variety of reasons. Just the plane, getting here safely on the plane is a concern. And then you've got the countries that are warning their citizens, don't come here. When I asked about the FAA and are they going to get this figured out, what I got, surprisingly, it went a completely different direction than I thought it was going to go. I actually didn't. I was just like, are they going to fix this? That's all I expected, was for it to say, yeah, they're going to get in there and they're going to fix this. What came up, though, was that the problem is the coding of what Musk did, and that trying to integrate AI into this, trying to do, I think that there's been some reporting of that, of, using AI, and it was like, are they trying to replace air traffic controllers with AI? that's kind of the feeling. I don't know that I've seen it like said, reported that specific, but that's the feeling I'm getting, and that it's not working. Okay, it's not working. And that, yes, the truth is going to come out. And yes, that part of this reading is going to be a Tarot rewind that I'll probably just go ahead and pull that out and have it scheduled so whenever that happens, I can have that ready to go. Because, yeah, that surprised me. So, if you're out there traveling, be safe. Take whatever necessary precautions that you need to take. And yeah, we will get through this. So thank you for joining me. I really do appreciate it. And I also appreciate liking and subscribing, helping me grow this channel and support this channel. Thank you. I appreciate the comments too. I will keep doing this as long as we have First Amendment rights. Yeah, thank you for joining me, and catch me on the. I will catch you on the next reading. Have a good day.